So you have Guinness, one of the all-time great classic stouts. You have Lagavulin, one of the all-time great peated Islay whiskeys. Nick Offerman, Lagavulin enthusiast and national treasure. Put them all together and we have this. The newest Lagavulin Offerman Edition is here. It's an 11-year-old Lagavulin finished in Guinness casks. How does this mashup taste? Stay right here on the Mash and Drum to find out. So if you guys know the show Parks and Recreation, personally one of my favorite shows ever, then you know that Ron Swanson, played by Nick Offerman, loves him some Scotch whiskey, in particular, Lagavulin. In one episode, Leslie Knope gifted him a trip where he got to see and experience the distillery for the first time. I imagine his expression when he saw his favorite and fabled distillery probably wasn't really acting. Offerman's love for Lagavulin is as real off camera as it is on camera, so much so that he teamed up with the distillery for some advertising spots back in 2014 and eventually his own bottle of whiskey, the Lagavulin Offerman Edition in 2019. Now that particular release ended up selling very well, and unlike a lot of celebrity whiskeys that we see in this time, it was actually pretty damn good. Now this year, Offerman and Lagavulin have revealed another addition to the Offerman lineup, the Lagavulin Offerman Edition Guinness Cask Finish, just in time for Father's Day. For all of Nick Offerman's unique and well-delivered wisdom, he always thanks one man, his dad Rick. So this year, Nick decided to embark on an ambitious journey to create a Father's Day gift worthy of Rick's approval. The opportunity to collaborate on this truly sublime, smokely giggle juice renews my gratitude for the simple things in life, like a father's love and the good manners he taught me, Nick Offerman said in a statement. Now that entertaining journey of this collaboration is brought to life in the newest video in the ongoing Lagavulin My Tales of Whiskey series, Nick Offerman's Father's Day Part 5. The video shows the lengths to which Nick went to create Lagavulin Offerman Edition Guinness Cask Finish just for his dad. Now, Nick, Rick, and Lagavulin are proud to announce their new dram of choice after a hard day's work, which they recommend enjoying neat or on ice, but always over tales of whiskey. I'll leave the link below for you guys to watch the full video and other videos from the Nick Offerman series. They're pretty damn funny, especially if you like Nick Offerman. So this new limited edition bottle's aged 4 months. Ooh, that's squeaky. 4 months in Guinness beer casks from the Open Gate Brewery in Maryland. The distillery says that it offers a glorious adventure in sweet peat by combining the intense peat and charred wood notes of Lagavulin with the roasted coffee, dark chocolate, and sweet caramel notes from the Guinness casks. The limited edition single malt is bottled at 46% ABV, has an MSRP of about $80, and is available now in the US wherever fine spirits are sold. Let's give it a go. Here we go. So when I first cracked this open, I feel like I was getting the Guinness, but I wasn't really getting it too much. It was really more of the Lagavulin taking over. But you get this bottle down past the shoulder, it's all Guinness. You get the smoke, that nice intense smoke from the sweet peat from Lagavulin, but on top of it, again, it's that chocolate, the caramel, all from that Guinness cask. You can almost smell like a slight bitterness to it as well, which is really interesting. The one thing that I'm looking for on the nose is Lagavulin for me always has this barbecued, like peach or apricot note to it. It's like this sweet, again, they mentioned that sweet peat flavor profile, but I mean, there is a sweetness there. There is like a powdered sugar note that's in here, but I feel like it's coming through as more of a chocolate and caramel. I think the Guinness cask really did a number on the Lagavulin. Let's go for a sip and see how it is, guys. Wow, this is a pretty good mashup, I would say. I love Lagavulin, and I love the Guinness influence that it has on this. The chocolate, the nuttiness, the bitterness is really good. The only thing that it's missing, though, I feel like the Guinness kind of overtook the fruit flavors that I like to find in a Lagavulin. See if I can find it on the second sip. Here we go. Yeah, it's chocolatey, it's nutty, it's slightly bitter. Again, I think from that Guinness cask, but on the back end, it's all Lagavulin. It's all smoke, it's peat, barbecue smoke. It gets a little bit meaty. The little hint of like a bacon grease comes through. It's just that the Guinness cask kind of overtakes that fruit flavor that I would get from a Lagavulin that I normally would get, like I said, which is, it's not a bad thing. It's probably what they were going for. I mean, if you're gonna collaborate with Guinness, you want that cask to shine through, that finish. Let's go for another sip. Yeah, the more you drink it, I feel like it kind of gets, it's like chocolate, caramel, smoke. It's very easy to drink too. I mean, it's 46% ABV. It's not ultra high. It's got a nice finish to it. The smoke and the barbecue and that like slight hint of like meatiness is still there. A little bit of the bacon. But overall, the only thing that's lacking from like a traditional Lagavulin is that little hint of like that barbecued apricot note that I love. But again, you have to keep in mind that, they finished it in Guinness for a reason. They really wanted that finish to shine through, and it does. I think the chocolate really lends a nice hand to the smoke portion of it. One last sip here. Yeah, front of the palate, chocolate, caramel, little nice rounded vanilla. You definitely get the smoke there. As soon as it hits the mid palate, that's where the smoke comes in. You get that nice peated Isla, that really just the beautiful velvety like smoke that a good Lagavulin has to offer. Comes to the back end, get a little bit of that, the bacon note kind of comes in, a little bit of that more that peatiness, the smoke again. There's a slight bite to it, not much. I say the finish is actually kind of lingering. It's not long, but you also kind of couple that with a slight bitterness on the back end as well, which I think is actually, inherent from the Guinness cask. All right, I think that about does it. Let's go to the final breakdown. All right, so for the final breakdown, we start with price. Price on this is $80 MSRP. I haven't seen this on secondary, so I'm not gonna really talk about that. Availability for this, as you guys know, this is a limited release, but Lagavulin actually has really good distribution. So if this is something that interests you, definitely keep an eye out for it. It's probably available pretty widely around the United States. Value, as far as value, $80 for an 11-year-old, peated Scotch. I think the value is probably about even. I do like it at 11 years old. I do like the price point. You kind of factor Guinness into it. I have no problem with it being, 80 bucks. What's the most I paid for this? So I paid 100 for this. It wasn't 80. I paid a little bit more, and I probably wouldn't want to go any more than that. I do love Nick Offerman. I especially love Guinness. Guinness was one of my first loves in beer overall, before I really got into craft beer and trying those, before I got into whiskey. So 100 bucks is probably the most I'd pay for it. So as far as I recommend, I kind of have a two-part answer for this. Yes, if you do love stouts, if you like stout beers, chocolatey, nutty flavors, a little bit of bitterness, some maltiness to it, you do get that in the Lagavulin. You kind of couple that with the smoke, and it's a really great combo. I happen to really enjoy it. Now, I would say no, though, if you're a Lagavulin purist. I think it's missing that sweet barbecued, like I said, the apricot or the peach, that barbecue note. You do get a little bit on the back end, but it's more as it comes through more as like a barbecue and a smoke. You miss that little bit of a fruitiness to it. So if that's what your profile is in Lagavulin, this won't be for you, because I think the Guinness actually comes in and masks that a little bit. But I mean, when it comes to a mashup and finishing, I think, to try to overpower a Lagavulin with a cask finish, it's probably a pretty tough job. And I think the collaboration with Guinness, I think they did the job. This definitely has some Guinness characteristics to it. All right, guys, well, I hope you enjoyed this review for the brand new Offerman edition from Lagavulin, 11-year-old Lagavulin finished in Guinness casks. If you did, hit the subscribe button below. Please hit the like button. If you haven't yet, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. If you've had this, let me know what you think. Do you think it's blasphemy that Lagavulin did this and put it in a Guinness cask? Or do you think this is just a beautiful, beautiful mashup? I happen to really like this. I'm probably gonna go through this bottle really fast. It's really easy to sip. I love the chocolate. I love the smoke coming together. Do wish it had a little bit more of that fruity characteristic though, but overall, I really like this one. So as I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share it with. So cheers, and I will see you next time on the Mash and Drum. Take care, everybody.